Two teenagers accused of shooting a man on the South Hill on Sunday are now being charged as adults. Tonight, we're breaking down how police say the suspects even got the gun used in the crime.
Winter making an early appearance for the inland Northwest in the form of some record-breaking cold temperatures and snow before the weekend.
We have made it clear to the Greek organizations that this is a serious issue, not just for themselves, but for the wider community.
And COVID cases are spiking among college communities in Washington, so tighter restrictions are now on their way. We'll explain. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone, I'm Whitney Ward. Tonight we are learning more about what led up to a shooting on Spokane's South Hill over the weekend, including how the victim and the suspects knew each other.
KREM 2's Morgan Trow was in court today and has more now on what led up to the shooting and where the alleged shooter may have gotten the gun.
Two teenage suspects are formally charged with first-degree assault and first-degree robbery after a man was shot on the South Hill Sunday afternoon. In their first appearance today, the court decided they will be tried as adults. What was supposed to be a $15 exchange ended with a man hearing gunshots and then losing feeling in his legs. According to court documents, the 19-year-old victim was shot in the chest by two teenagers. The documents reveal 17-year-old Toby Ham set up a vape pen sale over Snapchat, having previously bought from the victim. The victim's statement says 16-year-old Logan Burrell aimed a semi-automatic pistol at him, the same kind that was missing from Burrell's father's locked golf bag. After refusing to give the suspects his car and money, he says Burrell shot at him twice, hitting him in the torso. After being taken into custody Sunday evening, the suspects were held in juvenile detention. Because of the severity of the incident, the teens will be charged as adults. The court set both of the boys' bonds at $250,000. Family members of the suspects attended the court hearing. They will be pleading at their next appearance on Tuesday, October 27th. Reporting from the Spokane County Courthouse, Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
New coronavirus restrictions will be put into place in colleges and universities across the state of Washington. Governor Jay Inslee made that announcement this afternoon.
This comes as large universities and college towns all across the state have seen serious spikes in coronavirus cases. So with that, Regina On is joining us now live. She's got more now on the additional restrictions that are hopefully going to help lower case numbers. Regina?
Yeah, Whitney and Mark, places like the University of Washington and Washington State University in particular have been battling a surge in the pandemic, and Governor Inslee said at least 800 cases statewide were contributed to large college gatherings and Greek gatherings.
And we do have a fair expectation that students will step up to the plate and take some responsibility for this. We simply have to address this issue. It is too raging. And so we're taking these steps today to increase the safety at these sites.
So the following restrictions include masks are required at all times except outside and in sleeping areas. Sleeping porches are no longer allowed in fraternities and sororities. In dorms, no more than 2 people are allowed to be living in one room. Only 1 visitor is allowed in someone's room. And in common areas, if you're not from the same household, there cannot be more than 5 people.
We're also requiring that colleges provide isolation and quarantine facilities to fraternity, sorority, and other group houses.
So recent coronavirus outbreaks have included students at the University of Washington fraternities and sororities. As of October 13th, 242 cases were reported. Meanwhile, WSU also saw a large rate of people, or spike in cases. So many of these have been contributed to large gatherings. Live here in the newsroom tonight, Regina On, KREM 2 News.
Regina, thank you very much. All right, switching gears to weather now. You can certainly feel it. Mornings are getting colder here in the inland Northwest.
Yes, and it feels like they're about to get colder. Thomas Patrick is tracking the potential for record-breaking temperatures as well as the first snowfall. Hi, Thomas.
Hey there, guys. And yeah, it's going to get a lot colder in just a couple days. And really up to this point, we have been kind of easing into the fall season. It's been getting a little bit colder night by night. Some nights in the 30s, but that's normal for October weather. But by this weekend, the bottom's pretty much just going to fall out. Honestly, pretty nice day out here for this evening. We got mostly clear skies overhead. It's 52 degrees right now, and it ended up being a more calm day than it was yesterday, especially in terms of the winds. But the snow is starting to get into some areas of the northern U.S. Yesterday, it was Iowa and Illinois and Wisconsin. Today, it's again Wisconsin, Minnesota, and even North Dakota getting a little bit more snowfall in the northern U.S. It will be our turn later on in the week, but so far, so good. It's pretty clear across the western U.S. for today, and it will stay clear skies tonight. Once again, getting down into the 30s, nothing unusual. But there are two weather systems that'll move through the area. The first will be pretty typical for October. The second, much colder, and that's where our computer modeling gives us more widespread snowfall for the inland northwest. So coming up, I'm going to time out this weather system, give you the latest update for Friday's snowfall forecast and just how much colder it's going to get for the weekend following.
If we must, I guess, Thomas. Thank you very much. All right, with Election Day just a few weeks away, many states have already reported record-breaking voter turnout. But how has voting looked during the coronavirus pandemic, and what measures are voting polls taking?
Well, our Taylor Vito looked into exactly how election staff in Kootenai County have been working hard to stop the spread of the virus but keep voting going.
There's a lot of early voting all over the country, and this is a real important election.
Important indeed, no matter what your political viewpoints may be. But for election staff in Kootenai County, handling the 2020 election is unique in more ways than one. Take first the record number of people that have registered to vote in the county and triple the number of absentee ballots that have been sent out. And then there's COVID-19.
I can help the registration right over here.
That has poll workers taking some extra safety steps to slow the spread of the virus. In fact, the Panhandle Health District has reported rising coronavirus cases in the area in recent weeks. We saw for ourselves firsthand during early voting this week what staff are doing about that. Like we've seen in stores and other businesses, the early voting center at the Kootenai County Elections Office has plexiglass dividers. People coming in are asked to keep their distance from one another. And we also noticed staff members sanitizing pens that presumably were used to fill out ballots. Workers would handle those ballots with these manila folders, which then were being sanitized. Staff told KREM another thing they're using, these tablet PCs to verify voter information. Having people sign the tablets using a stylus cuts down on the amount of paper being handed back and forth. County elections officials have been quoted as saying the tablets offer several benefits, including security and speed when it comes to processing voter information. A reminder, early voting takes place through October 30th at the elections office in Coeur d'Alene. The office is open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And the last day to request a mail-in absentee ballot is this Friday. In Coeur d'Alene, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
And to tracking the coronavirus tonight, Spokane Regional Health is reporting 52 new coronavirus cases just today. 40 people are currently in the hospital. The county has reported over 8,000 cases since the start of this pandemic. And in Whitman County, 3 new coronavirus deaths were reported today. One woman was between the ages of 60 and 79. Another man and another woman who died are both over 80 years old. That brings the county death total now to 7. In the meantime, 7 new positive test results were reported today. Those new cases include 1 male under the age of 19, 1 woman and man between the ages of 40 and 49, and a man and woman between the ages of 60 and 79.
In other COVID-19 related news tonight, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says some progress has been made in coronavirus relief talks with the White House. She met with Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin for an hour today, a day before the Speaker's deadline for getting a bill passed in time for the election.
I'm aware that discussions continue between the President and the Speaker about a larger package. Obviously, if that were to come over, we'd have to consider it and would consider it.
If a deal is reached, it would still have to pass the Senate. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who you just heard from, has not committed to bringing it to a vote just yet.